Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be doing a total product overview of Dyson's V11 Cordless Stick Vacuum Cleaner. It is a lightweight cordless stick vacuum with powerful suction for hardwood floors, tile, carpet, and furniture. It's got a runtime of up to 60 minutes on the Eco mode and a whopping 15 minutes on the Turbo mode. You really don't need to use the Turbo mode even that much because it is so strong. It just does the job right when you need it. It comes with a ton of swappable heads for different surfaces, but really it's been engineered for homes with pets, especially with like the hair screw tool that it comes with for removing like long hair and pet hair from upholstery and like tight spaces and furniture. Obviously it comes with a way to charge it as well and a docking station if you're wanting to like put holes in your wall and like hang the vacuum and whatnot. But anyways, we got this vacuum for a couple of different reasons. The first really was because we have different types of floors and we wanted something that could vacuum effectively on all of them. We've got about equal amount of hardwood floors to carpet. And so we need something that kind of worked on both of them, but we didn't have to like continually swap out the heads when we're working on carpet versus working on hardwood floors. The second reason is because we got kids who, they're constantly making messes, but they often drop stuff on the ground, like food and crumbs and other stuff that are just heavier, to pick up. So we needed something that was like powerful enough to actually pick up the heavy debris. And then the third reason, obviously, is because we have a dog who is awesome. But he just sheds all the time. And so we wanted something that would also remove all of his hair, as well as my wife's long hair that's blonde from the furniture, carpet, and rugs. So it blends in really, really well with all of our furniture and kind of like the aesthetic that we have going on with like, our carpets and our rugs and our furniture. But we just wanted something that could actually pull that all out of it. So if you're looking for a vacuum for any of those same reasons, it's worth watching to the end. First thing is we'll just go over the swappable heads. And what we'll do is we'll start off with the motor bar cleaning head. This is the workhorse. This is the one that you'll probably be using 90% of the time. At least it's the one I use most of the time. It works great on all floors, and it has this little switch in the front to change it as needed to work on specific surfaces. But I actually use this head, like I said, most of the time. I use it on the carpet, I use it on the tile, I use it on the wood floors, and it works great. The next thing that you have is this little crevice nozzle. This is great for picking up fine debris in corners or hard to reach areas. Ours also came with like this light up purple crevice nozzle that lights up when using it in all the different areas. So it's really great if you're like picking up stuff in dark places, which is kind of cool. Then you have this 2-in-1 brush, or what Dyson calls the combination tool. This, by simply pressing this button, retracts back the brush head and reveals like what I would call the scraper head to remove like crusties on floors and surfaces. And then the brush head is good for like removing dust from dusty surfaces and furniture. Then you have the mini soft dusting brush, which does exactly what the name implies. And then you have this stubborn dirt brush, which also does the same thing as the name implies. It just picks up stubborn dust, and it works great. And then you've got this thing they call the up top tool. So this thing is actually pretty cool. So it allows you to crank and articulate the neck at the interconnection point of the cyclone and the wand, which allows you to go like super deep under furniture without having to bend over much. Honestly, I love using it, and it makes it super easy to navigate under like our kitchen table and our furniture, not having to move everything around or having to like attack it from a bunch of different angles because it doesn't go deep enough or far enough under the furniture or the kitchen table in order to like grab all the stuff. And then finally, you have this hair screw tool, which is freaking dope. I love sticking this thing on the end of the cyclone and then going to town on my furniture and just snatching up all the pet hair and my wife's long blonde hair that is practically invisible when it's up against the furniture, but it's totally visible when looking in the dustbin afterwards and seeing how much was just kind of embedded in the fabric. And then another cool thing that Dyson did was you can actually remove this little part by switching this little latch right here. You can remove that part, and then you can actually run it underwater to remove and get all the pet hair and everything that kind of gets stuck on the little turbine. And then what you do is you just simply, once you're done, just snap it back in place and then close the little latch or the little lever, and then it'll lock it back in place, and then you can start using it again. Now, to activate the actual cyclone, it's got this little button on the back where you press it and then a little display screen will light up. It'll give you the option of choosing different languages from, I think, English to Spanish, and there might be others. But then what you do is you simply press on the button and hold it, and wait 3 seconds. And once you've done, it's ready to go. And then it'll give you 3 different options. It's got medium mode or just like auto mode. Then you've got eco mode, which is going to give you the longest battery life, but the least amount of power. And then you've got boost mode or turbo mode, which gives you the least amount of energy, but the most amount of power. And then once you've chosen your mode, you simply press the button like here, and the thing activates and just comes to life and is just ready to start picking up all the dust. A couple of the features is that on eco mode, I can vacuum my entire house, all 3 floors in one session. And then what I'll do is occasionally switch it to turbo boost mode to pick up like the harder to pick up debris, you know, the kind of stuff that my kids drop. Another great feature is how easy it is to empty out the dustbin. So there's this little lever here on the bottom part of the dustbin. And then what you'll do is you'll push towards the end of the cyclone and it'll open up a lid and empty out the dust. And then just giving it a couple of pats empties out most of the remaining debris. And then you simply just close the lid and retract back the bin into place and then, you know, snap the lid into place and you're good to go. Charging it is super simple as well. I mean, it doesn't take, you know, you don't need to be a brain surgeon to figure this one out. Simply plug it into the little port found there. But what I like is that Dyson finally came around to actually making the battery detachable. So at least with this one, so you can simply just remove the battery and then have it be the only component charging. So you don't have to like lug around your cyclone to actually charge it up. And then it's got this little blinking light that kind of indicates to you that it's charging. And then once it'll stop blinking basically when it's fully charged. And then I feel like the neatest feature of all is that little hair screw tool, which really works wonders on like fiercely pulling up all of the little hairs that get embedded in the fabrics of our couches and our rugs and our carpet and stuff. So if it isn't obvious by now, this thing picks up fine debris without issues. It works great on carpet, hardwood floors, and tile. It does take about 3.5 hours to 4 hours to charge the battery. And then, and then the filters are washable and reusable. So you don't have to like buy extra filters, which saves money, time, and hassle. And the way that you do that, you simply take the back part of the cyclone, you turn it counterclockwise, and then you pull it off. And what it'll do is it'll reveal the filter. You simply rinse that off with water, you let it air dry, and then once it's fully dried, you stick it back on, turn it clockwise, and then it'll kind of like lock into place and you're good to go. So yeah, it's really, really great, especially for like turbo mode, the turbo boost mode, and the hair screw tool, just like working together as a team and snatching up all the pet hair that's like embedded in furniture. So anyways, so that's my product overview of Dyson's V11 Cordless Vacuum Cleaner. And if you've gotten this far in my video and found it in any way helpful or informative, even if you end up going with another vacuum, I'd really appreciate just a simple thumbs up or heart on the video. Over and out.